Hello everyone, thank you for those of you who are just tuning into my videos. I am the Lonely Bear Cub, as many of you may know me. I am making a comeback to YouTube. I wanted to make this video today to explain why I have been gone for so long and a little bit of how we can try to look towards the future, because the things that I've gone through I'm going to talk about a little bit in this video. A lot of you know, yes, I am a Native American person. I am also part white. Well, I make many videos about things like that, about Native American politics and music, and I face a lot of prejudice, which for the most part is sort of the reason I backed off for a while with the videos. I'm going to do an experiment with us all today about anthropological differences in people, what I call immediate prejudice, what that is, and just a little bit about what people may think or do when they are people like us or like me who are mixed, like Native American or white. So at first I'm going to have us take a look at this man. This man, for those of you who may not know, is Quanah Parker. And yes, he is a Native American. He is Comanche. One reason he's so well known is because he started the peyote religion among the Native Americans. Well, when you first look at him, you may not know this, but he is half white. His mother is white, and his father is Comanche. Now, when you look at him, you don't think part white. You think Native American because of the way he looks. Well, this is an example of why I think it is wrong to judge who somebody is just by the way they look. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you a few more examples. Let's look at this person. This woman is, there's so many things that she could be. When I saw her, I thought perhaps Indonesian or Filipino or one of those, Southeast Asian countries, or like an island. Well, because she is elderly, it's a little bit harder to tell. Well, this woman is just Mexican. She is an old Mexican woman. Now, if you're like me, well, I shouldn't say like me, but if you're a person who is really, really, really into the Native American culture, like art and people and music, things like that, and you see this woman, you're going to think she's an old Indian woman. Well, she's not. She's just Mexican. Now, if we were to take a look at this person, of course, when you see this man, you're going to think Native American. Look at him. He's bronze-skinned. He is wearing a headdress, which it would be associated with the Plains tribes, such as, Lakota, Cree, Blackfoot, people like that. Well, this man, from what I understand from the website that I went to find this photograph, this man is not a Native American. He is Peruvian, from Peru. He is simply just wearing the paint on his face and the headdress because he is in what many people call a Peruvian flute band. Now, he and his, other band members promote Native American New Age music, and they do dress as Native Americans when they do public appearances and things like that, but really all they are doing is trying to promote the Native American culture because they are like us. They think it's beautiful, they think it should be respected, they think it's, a good way to live, things like that. This man is not a Native American, but if you went to a powwow and saw this man, this very man out in the powwow circle dancing, you would not think twice and say that man's a fake, simply because of the way he looks. Sorry about that noise, my computer's being silly, but you're not going to think that he's anything but a Native American when you see him simply because of his facial features and the color of his skin. Now, if we take a look at this man, of course you're going to think, he's an African-American man. Obviously, he is. This is James Earl Jones. He is a very famous actor. He played Darth Vader in the Star Wars movies, the voice at least, and as well as the voice of, many other movies. He was, I can't think of the name, Simba's dad in The Lion King. Well, he is African-American, yes. Well, when you look at him, you can see that. You can see that he's African-American. Well, he's also part white. That might not have been as obvious. I guess it is a little bit if you think about it, because he is a lighter shade than many African-Americans are, but he is also Cherokee and Choctaw. You're not going to think that when you see him. If this man walked up to you and he said, I am a Native American, you might take him to be weird. You might think he's lying. You might think, oh, well, I never would have guessed. That's a normal reaction due to the way he looks. It shouldn't be. I don't believe it should be. It shouldn't be. That's just, my feeling. Now let's look at this woman. And when I was talking to one of my colleagues, because I am, studying anthropology as part of my college pathway and things like that. If you look at this woman, let's say you are in a police, like, trying to identify a perpetrator, or they're trying to identify a perpetrator, and let's say you're the police officer, and somebody passes you a picture of this woman. Well, you have to write down all the details of this woman. Now, where it says race, write down their race. Obviously, you're not really going to try and think twice. You're just going to immediately either write Caucasian. You might even write Mexican. Who knows? But you're not going to write Native American. Just look at her. Yes, she does appear to be Caucasian at first glance, if you do not know who she is. This is Wilma Mankiller. She was the very first principal chief of the Cherokees who was a female. And if you start to learn more about her, you may realize that she is more than what she seems. Now, I don't know exactly what her blood quantum is of Cherokee, but she has passed away since then, but she was the very first female principal chief of the Cherokee. Now, I can't stress this enough. When you look at her, you're going to think white. It's simply because of the way she looks. Now, if we were to look at somebody like this, you might get a little more of an understanding, or you might get a little more of a feeling that perhaps they are not completely 100% Caucasian. This is Robbie Robertson. He is a singer, songwriter. I have many of his songs and some of his work uploaded on my channel. He is half Jewish and half Mohawk, is what I have been told. I'm not 100% sure if, it's exactly like that. But I know, yes, he is half Mohawk. Well, when you see him, when I first saw him, now I don't really try to sit around and just identify people's races. That's not really a hobby of mine. I don't think it should be a hobby of anybody's. If it is, that's weird, but I suppose to each their own. At first I thought he was Italian. Just simply because of the way, look at his hair. His hair does, is curly. Well, most people think Native Americans have to have long, straight hair. Well, obviously that is not true, because when you see Robbie here, you're not really thinking. If this man were to walk up to you and say, I am a Native American, you might believe him a little bit quicker than you would James Earl Jones or Wilma Mankiller, simply because of the way he looks. But that doesn't always mean anything. It just, like I said, it completely depends on who the person is. Well, that's all the photos I have. The reason I have shown you these photos is to give you a little bit more of an understanding of your own mind. When you first saw these people, did you immediately think Native American? Did you think something else? The comment section's always open. I do read all your comments. I don't always have time to get back to every single one. But I just wanted, this was just a little bit of an experiment to see for you to discover how your mind works, or how it would work if you were in, if this wasn't a video and it was like a real life thing. Now, I want you all to, take a moment to let all this information sink in, and I do want to hear from you. Like I said, I read all my comments. The image, of course, by the way, this image of the wolf in Dreamcatcher is just a stock image. Unfortunately, my camera did break. I do not have the money to buy another one right now, but as soon as I do, I will, of course, be making more videos. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Let me hear what you think. Thank you.